Well, you are at video number 4, which is the last and final video of our series here to become a member. And today, it's the 4th video and it's expectations. In other words, as a member, and I'm a member as well, what expectations can you and I have for the organization to minister to us? What's our healthy expectation? What's a reasonable expectation? And I'm going to outline that in the next few minutes here, because having expectations doesn't make us consumeristic, doesn't make us selfish. Let's talk about those and put them on the table and be aware of those. I had someone once say to me a few years ago, and it rang true in some regard, and he said, the church is the only organization that exists for those outside of it. And what he meant was Matthew 28 and the Great Commission, that the mission of the church is to reach the lost. I get that. I believe that. We've already talked about that. No problem. But why are there so many New Testament times where you read the phrase, love one another? Love one another. It's dozens of times, meaning he's speaking to the church, to the saints, for those of us that call ourselves followers of Jesus. Love one another. In and of itself, that is a benefit. So, what do I do today? Well, I will help us understand our expectations, and this is not an all-inclusive list. This is one that, as I just been thinking about what my hope is as a pastor, to pastor the good people of Sonoran Chapel. These things came to mind today. Number one, the first thing I think we can expect is spiritual nourishment. That is biblical teaching and preaching that is faithful to the scriptures, relevant, challenging, and applicable. We want messages to not bore you. We want messages from Main Stage to be ones that have a source of learning and interest and inspiration, but also faithful to the scriptures. An opportunity for worship is important. It's one of our pillars, is collective worship. I think also under that heading of nourishment is guidance in growing in a relationship with God. Always as elders and pastors trying to think, what can we do to help disciple more people, particularly those who are interested? Creating Bible study options with others who love Jesus. So the first, I would say, number one, is spiritual nourishment. The second, under spiritual nourishment, I would say, is community and relationships. We all know that the church is not a building. This church, this body of believers, we've met in schools, several different schools. We met at the outlet mall for a summer. We meet in this building, which we lease. After the lease is up, who knows where God might have for us, maybe in our own building, but that's irrelevant. It would be nice, but it's irrelevant because the church is people, and I think we all know that. So we want to be welcoming. We want to be inclusive. We want opportunities for genuine relationships to grow. Again, one of our key pillars is authentic relationships. Number 3 is pastoral care and accountability. Access to spiritual leaders who are approachable. Big churches that have video venues, those are great, those are fine. In fact, a lot of those venues have campus pastors. But I hear this often here is, I want to be able to know the main pastor, the primary lead pastor of the church, the one who preaches probably 60% of the time. I want to be able to talk to that guy in the lobby. I want to be able to reach out to him, and I want him to know who I am. That's important to a lot of people, and we get that. You want prayer support, pastoral visits. Sometimes they're from me, sometimes they're from another pastor, maybe they're from an elder. There needs to be encouragement on that pastoral level from folks who love you, care for you, and have means at the church to be able to step in and assist if need be. Number 4 is opportunities to serve and to use your gifts. We don't ask folks to serve here to get jobs done. We have people serve here because we know that people want to use their gifts. It's for their good. There are people that work and volunteer here and give a lot of time, and if we were to take that away and say, we want you to sit and rest and relax, they would find another church to go serve. So we know how important it is to use your gifts. Number 5 is, I think there should be an expectation on your part for transparency and integrity, financial and organizational transparency, knowing that the board members that sit around this table with me once a month, maybe more, are fully aware of everything that's going on, that there's a check and balance with all financial decisions, that I don't have access and the other pastors have no access to money, and when we do, then there are others involved. Number 6, I would say you have an expectation for the clarity of doctrine. That is clear teaching about what the church believes and why. We have an entire website regarding those things. We don't shy away from certain topics. We don't shy away from certain things that would maybe make someone feel uncomfortable. If it's in the text that we're preaching, then we'll mention that. And I think you can have some expectation that this will be a safe place for us to talk about hard questions. And then the last one that I have here is a missional mindset, and that is a healthy church doesn't exist for itself. That is involvement in outreach and clarity and global missions. And while we're on that topic, I'm going to jump over now to what I like talking about, is that who we support. What ministries, when you tithe and when you give gifts, where does that money go? And we have 5 ministries in essence that we support on a monthly basis. One of them is Neighborhood Ministries, which is downtown Phoenix. In fact, we send people down there. We send stuff and clothes and sleeping bags and bathing suits and tennis shoes and backpacks. That's a ministry that we are all in with and love what they're doing. Teen Challenge. They're the north of us on the other side of Daisy Mountain here. That's a great ministry. They're doing things in men's lives that we could never do. In fact, once a month, you'll see our room filled with 20, 25 of those men who come down and worship with us, which we love having them. Number 3 is Hope Partners, a ministry. Our friend Anthony Nemo, who lives up in Prescott, but has a global ministry with the Hope Partners, and there's 5 or 6 Hope Centers for children in very, very, very poor parts of the world. Our very own Bob and Janet Lehman. He preaches here. He's a part of the ministry. Janet's involved in the children's ministry in Awana and VBS. They are we support them, and we love what they're doing with a ministry called Missions Door and how they minister to missionaries and other pastors. And lastly, we really believe what's going on down at Choices Pregnancy Center. We support them on a monthly basis. In fact, sometimes we'll even give extra gifts because we believe so much in their ministry to help young moms who find themselves in places that they probably never would expect to see themselves. Now, how do we communicate here? Well, we communicate primarily through our weekly newsletter. So if you're not getting that, check your spam folder or let us know, and we'll make sure that you're on that list. Our website, SonoranChapel.com, we work really, really, really hard to keep it up to date, to make sure the links are all working, that all the content is up to date. So when you go to it, you can trust that it's current. Number 3, our digital bulletin. That's something that you can click on when you're sitting in church. We have a QR code, and that gives you the information of the day. Social media, we use YouTube for our sermons weekly, so if you miss a sermon or want to watch one live, you can go there. Facebook and Instagram, and we also live stream on Facebook as well. Application process. Now we're almost done. There's going to be an application online for you. We're going to make that available to you. You'll be able to go to SonoranChapel.com and just search a membership application. It'll pop up for you. And then we're going to have every other month a membership lunch right after church for about an hour. You've gone through all the content. We'll not have to cover any of that because you've watched these 4 videos, but you'll get to meet the other pastors and directors, and you're going to be able to figure out what small group you want to be in or what ministry that you would like to participate in. And then you'll sit down with a pastor and elder, and then we'll love to hear about your Jesus story and how we can best fit you in. So those are the things that you need to know about today regarding our expectations and the communication, application process, and who we support. We hope that helps you a lot. And God bless you as you pray and carefully pray and think about becoming a member of Sonoran Chapel. We are better with you, and I hope that you're better with us. God bless you. Thanks for watching.